Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to our monthly New Mexico Recovery Series. Our mission with our series is to create awareness and opportunities of resources and businesses in our communities. I'm Jennifer Myers. I'm the statewide disaster recovery coordinator, but I'm also the new community business and rural development team leader. So today we are discussing resources for veteran business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs. Just a couple of housekeeping tips. I'll be recording this presentation, and so whoever is registered will get a copy of the presentation, the video, as well as the slides, and I'll also post it on our YouTube channel. For all the people that are in listen-only mode, you can ask questions throughout the webinar, and then we can take a few at the very end. So with that, I'll go ahead and move forward. I just want to mention this. If anyone in the audience is impacted by the fires, our department, along with all the other agencies that are listed on this slide, are hosting a weekly wildfire update on Thursdays at 11 a.m. It's open to the public and intended for New Mexicans affected by the wildfires, the winds. If you're a government agency who can assist with disseminating information to the public, or if you're a business or nonprofit that's been affected by the fire, please tend to attend. The link is a hyperlink, and you can just click on there and you can join every Thursday at 11. So I wanted to make sure to mention our collateral assistance program, or what we call CAP, if you hear that. It's about connecting capital to businesses by helping banks decrease the risk of default by assisting with collateral. So our department will pledge cash to cover a collateral shortfall of a loan in order to enable financing. This translates to cash up to 50% of the principal with a maximum amount of $250,000 for under collateralized loans. Now, the reason I'm mentioning it is because there's special preferences, and veteran status is definitely one of them that we would like to promote within the veteran community. So absolutely, if you're looking for a collateral assistance, just click on the link provided, and it'll go through all the different requirements. And if you have any specific questions, feel free to contact me with any specific questions. So if you want to stay connected with the department, I highly recommend you sign up for our weekly resource wrap-up. It's our e-newsletter. It's full of resources, articles, free webinars, and the purpose is to create awareness about relief opportunities, connect communities and businesses with resources. And we also are now featuring a fire assistance section in the wrap-up, so we can include all the partners that we just mentioned. If they have any programs, we put that in there as well. Now, if you prefer to listen instead of reading our newsletter, we're also live streaming it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So that's Monday at noon. You can catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and it's under 15 minutes. Just sign up on the link there if you're interested. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and transition it now to the reason that you're all on the call right now. We got Richard Coffel, who's the director from VBuck. And Richard, I'll go ahead and transition to you. You go, let me know when to proceed with the slides, and you've got the mic.
All right, well, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak today. The VBuck, or Veteran Business Outreach Center, was actually created by Congress back in 2010. Veterans weren't being served in the business community and entrepreneurship. If you go back a little history, go back to the end of World War II, about 49% of the veterans returning were entrepreneurs, started their own businesses. Excuse me, my allergies are killing me. After the Korean War, or the Korean conflict, the number dropped drastically into the 30s. And after the Vietnam War, it dropped even more. Today, we're seeing a huge influx of young veterans that want to be entrepreneurs. The program is under the Federal Small Business Administration. We're a grantee. I actually work for New Mexico Department of Veteran Services, and I manage the federal grant for the Small Business Administration. Next slide, please. Our main mission is to service transitioning service members, National Guard, Reserve, veterans, and the spouses of the same. And our primary focus is on entrepreneurial training. We actually teach what is called the Boots to Business program. This is taught on military installations, and our charter is all of the state of New Mexico and all of the state of Colorado. We teach the Boots of Business program at 5 bases. Here in New Mexico, it's Kirtland, Holloman, and Cannon Air Force bases. Up in Colorado, we teach at Buckley, Shriver, and Peterson Space Force bases, as well as Fort Carson Army base. And we also teach at the Air Force Academy. The Boots of Business program is a basic entrepreneurial training. It covers 8 modules, and we cover it in 2 days. And we talk about subjects such as what it is to be an entrepreneur, what has made some of the most famous entrepreneurs we have, why were they so successful in their business ventures. Then we talk about how you look for opportunity. What is it that you're trying to solve? What problem or pain in the business that you'd like to start? Then we go into target market. Who's your customer? The standard answer oftentimes is everybody. Well, during that module, we try and narrow it down and show you that not everybody is your customer. You're going to target a certain group, and that's what you'll go after for clients and customers. Then we go into economics. We talk about the business and economic model of your business. What is it that you're offering? What's your value proposition? How are you going to entice people to come to you and part with their money? Then we go into finding a legal entity. Now, we have to preface this course with we're not attorneys and we're not accountants. But during this module, we talk about things like what is a sole proprietorship? What is an LLC, limited liability company? What is an S Corp? What is a C Corp? What is a B Corp? We discuss each one of them. We talk about the pros and cons of each. Again, not being an attorney, we cannot give you the legal advice. It's a decision that you have to make on your own, but it's a decision that needs to be well thought out before you decide to register. And then we explain to you how to register with the Secretary of State's office. Then we go.
Oh, Richard, I think we lost you. Yeah, it was working. Not sure what happened.
Okay, we back?
Yep, you sound good.
All right. On our 6th module, we talk about financing. We talk about how difficult it is to obtain a loan as a startup business. The number 1 lender to small businesses is actually Wells Fargo Bank. However, Wells Fargo likes you to be in business at least 2 years and show that you're being successful before they're willing to loan you money. There's angel investors, there's venture capitalists, but what we recommend to our startups is go to your local bank and find out if they are under the SBA guaranteed loan program. If they work with the SBA, then you can look at what's known as the SBA's flagship loan program, which is the 7A loan. They also offer an express loan. It's less money, but less money down for a startup. And then there's the 504 loan, which can be used for things like buying your building, your mortgage, or large equipment. And then we go into business planning itself. We use the business canvas model, where we go through all the different sections of a business plan and outline exactly what the process is to develop that business plan, how to put it in really factual information, and how to make it where a lender is going to sit down and talk to you. And we talk about the importance of you writing your own business plan. In the event that you decide to hire somebody to write it, You need to sit down with them and know every single part of that business plan, because that lender is going to ask questions. And if you give the answer that I've had a couple of times of I don't know, the lender's going to show you the door. And then our final module talks about all the resources available under the Small Business Administration. We talk about the district office and what it offers. We talk about the Veteran Business Outreach Center and what we offer. We also talk about the Small Business Development Centers, SCORE, PTAC, Chambers of Commerce, and the Economic Development Departments. All these things on how to become an entrepreneur. Next slide, please. We also do one-on-one counseling and mentorship. We want to make sure that you're fully prepared to start that business. And once you get it started, we don't give up. I have clients out there I've been working with for over 8 years. We continuously reach out to find out if they need any assistance. Oftentimes, they may want to grow their business even larger. They will come in and we'll sit down and we'll discuss it. What are the pros and cons? What are the risks associated with increasing the amount of opportunity you're offering? We'll go through the different steps on how to track it financially. Is it going to be beneficial or not beneficial? We also bring in a SCORE mentor to also help mentor your growth in your business. Next slide, please. We do pre-business plan workshops and concept assessments. We will sit down with you and help you develop the very basics of your business plan. Next slide. To do the business plan, we've been very fortunate. The SBA offers us a tool that's extremely powerful. It's called Live Plan. Live Plan takes you through every step of the business plan development. This is something that we can monitor and constantly coach you with. And when it's time to send you to the Small Business Development Center, where we normally send you for the finalization of your business plan, we can link them to the Live Plan so they can monitor your progress also and see exactly what you put together. And the reason for sending you to the Small Business Development Center is they are very familiar with all the lenders. So they know exactly how to tailor that business plan to meet the requirements of each individual lender. Some lenders want a 5 or 10 page business plan. Some want a 30 page. So by working with Live Plan, the entrepreneur can develop either a very basic or a very detailed business plan. Next slide, please. Then we also have a very strong marketing tool that we use. It's called the IBIS World Reports. This is where we help you do a feasibility analysis. What the IBIS report allows us to do is look at the last 5 years history of the area you're going into, what type of industry. It'll also tell you where that industry is today and where that industry is projected to go the next 5 years. It's an extremely valuable tool, and you can actually extract portions of it to go into the market portion of your business plan. Next slide, please. And then we also work very closely with all of these resources. Keep in mind, these are resources that the Small Business Administration recognizes. These are all resources that offer free information, free counseling, free training. At the most in training, we may charge for a booklet, $4 or $5, but it's not an exorbitant fee. We work very closely with the district office, the Small Business Development Centers, SCORE, West, which is holds the grant for the Women's Business Centers, We work close with Procurement Technical Assistance Center, especially for those who want to become contractors. PTAC, or Procurement Technical Assistance Center, is where the experts in contracting are. They know how to register in the SAM system. They can do it in about 1/10 the time it'll take you to fight the system. We also work with economic development and the chambers of commerce. Next slide, please. Another one of our partners is the USDA, or Department of Agriculture. The Department of Agriculture actually has a program called Rural Development. We work very close with them here in New Mexico. As under USDA, there are only 3 cities that are not considered rural. That's Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and Las Cruces. So everything else is basically rural throughout our state. The USDA offers startup loans just like the SBA. They offer a lot of different types of things like upgrading your lighting, upgrading your air conditioning. I actually have a veteran-owned business that needed to upgrade his water pumping system for his cattle. And the USDA came in and built a solar system, and it works very well. They also have the Farm Service Agency, and they have a program for beginning farmers and ranchers. And we've referred numerous veterans to the Farm Service Agency. In fact, I have a client in Colorado that worked with them to get 50 head of cattle for his ranch. So the USDA, they are one of the only ones that organizations that actually have some grants. In the business world, you'll find that grants are extremely rare, very hard to get, where the USDA does have grants in the rural development. And they also have very low interest rate loans. Next slide, please. So the VBuck, our primary thing is to get you started, get you to the right resources to help you grow, and continue to monitor you. We also provide a lot of information. I have a database that was developed by the SBA, and I send out news blasts every day. When economic development sends me their weekly wrap up, I send that out to my entire client base. I know I've had some people say, can't you narrow it down and not send me what doesn't apply? Sorry, we can't narrow the mailing down that small. However, if it doesn't apply to you, delete it. But by all means, we want to keep you informed. Like right now with the fires, we have 2 SBA teams on the ground to help with loans. During the pandemic, we answered a lot of about 200 inquiries on the payroll protection program, the EIDL program, the shuttered venue program, and the Restaurant Revitalization Act. So we're like the first step in the ladder of entrepreneurship for the military and veteran community. I want to thank you for your time and open it up for any questions.
Well, thank you so much, Richard. That was excellent. Well, you did such a good job that no questions came up, but I have a couple. So you mentioned your mailing list. How do you get signed up for your mailing list?
Well, we have 2 ways. One is you got to be a client.
Okay.
Number 2, we also do a constant contact where we do send out more information, like on our trainings and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of, the boots to business, making sure that gets on our newsletter. So,
Yeah.
And how often do you do those trainings?
The boots to business is actually done on military installations, so you have to have access to the base. But we do have a program called Boots to Business Reboot. This is done about 3-4 times a year, and we do it in different communities. And this allows those that no longer have access to the base to be able to attend the same training.
Oh, I see. No, that makes sense. Oh, let's see. There is a question. Are you familiar with the VHA Innovation Ecosystem Greenhouse Innovation for Startups?
No, we would probably refer you over to the USDA on that one. And keep in mind that one other thing, because it is a federal program, I know this is going to upset some people. I've already had a few people complain. We cannot assist you if you want to go into the cannabis world. Even though it is approved by the states, Colorado and New Mexico, we are a federal grant program and it's still a federal offense.
I'm glad that you did mention that, because that is a tricky area, and we're finding a way to navigate with our incentives as well.
I have found there is an organization that works with veterans that want to go into cannabis. I have a contact that I can send people. Also, I've talked to the chambers of commerce. They're also allowed to work with them.
Okay, there you go. Well, no other questions have come up, but oh, another one. Okay, there's a student at UNM working on a hip rehab device and was wondering how we could work through the VA.
Okay, we're Small Business Administration, not the VA. If they got questions about working with the VA, it would be best if they contact the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. There is for example, if you want to contract with the VA, you have to go through what's called a CVE verification. And this is a several month process, and the Procurement Technical Assistance Center is the ones that helps with that registration. Next January 2023, it'll move from PTAC over to the VBuck. Looks like we'll probably pick up that duty. SBA, because it is a business certification or verification, the SBA and the VA have agreed that it'll transfer to the SBA in January.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's good to know, because I do refer, my businesses to PTAC, and okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. Well, with that, Richard, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And if there's any questions that I can help you with or any follow-up information, I'll definitely let you know. And thank you, everybody that's listening on, and you will get a copy of this videotape, the slides as well, and you can also watch it anytime on YouTube. So we'll have a great rest of your afternoon, Richard, and everybody else.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.